Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Halal Crypto. Before we get started, do not take up any solicitations uh, for money or anything like that from people in the comments. If you see any comments, people actually sending money on WhatsApp and stuff that's rampant on YouTube videos, please don't entertain any of that stuff. For the topic of the video, the fact that HODLing, um, just DCA, buy some every day or every week or every month blindly, and waiting for it to go to the moon and stuff like that is part of a bigger, I don't want to say conspiracy, but or scam or whatever, but it's a game that's being played, and the masses are being played to just buy and hold. Meanwhile, the people who have the majority of the coins, they sell and dump on those people who don't. And it happens again and again. It goes in a cycle. And really, quite frankly, I'm fed up with people just losing money and falling victim to this cycle over and over again. HODLing only works if your entry is good. If you don't have a good entry, just holding is futile. And if you're just holding, but you don't know when to exit, that's also futile. And it will lead to not only pain and heartache, but it will also lead to you just losing money and giving your hard-earned money to other people. So what we will try to do is completely destroy the just blindly DCA, buy and hold, HODL strategy, for one in which you interact with the markets upon knowledge, having some knowledge of where it's at. It's not hard. It can be done very easily and very quickly, maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops a day. If you have 1, 2, 3, 5 coins or whatever, once you get it set up, you don't have to be a trader, but once you get it set up, you will know when is a good place to buy and when it's not a good place to buy. Because the secret that a lot of these YouTubers don't tell you is that, number one, they're paid. They're paid by certain coins and certain companies to pump a certain coin. And also they have already bought it, they're holding it, and they want you to buy so they can sell to you. So we're not going to be caught holding the bag. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you look at my screen here, you can see that I have some levels mapped out here. Really quickly, I will tell you, if you buy on a daily time frame, maybe every day you buy a little bit, it's better to buy in this range near this yellow line than it is to buy up here at the top near this top yellow line. I'll explain all this here in a second. But if you're a person who buys on a weekly time frame, every week that you might maybe buy, so every Friday you buy, it's better to try to buy down here as you see the price hit here than it is to buy up here, in which you will be down 50% from there, right? If you buy on a weekly time frame. On a monthly time frame, as you see the purple line, if you buy once a month, it would not be smart to buy up here once a month, but way down here if you buy on a monthly time frame. The thing is, whatever time that you normally buy, if you're a person who just DCAs, you buy a little bit or a certain amount at a certain interval, then if you were buying a monthly time frame, it doesn't make good sense to buy randomly, blindly, because you might buy at the very top of the market cycle and wind up waiting years to get back into profit instead of waiting and knowing exactly where you're at. So how can you do that? It's very easy, and what you will need is a TradingView account. TradingView is completely free. There are paid versions, but it's completely free and it's easy to set up. Email address and you're good to go. So TradingView account. Once you get on TradingView, what you need to do is find whatever coin or stock or project that you want to get into, and you type it in. I'm not going to go through all that in this video. It's going to be quick, and it's going to just about identifying where theoretically is a better place to buy with knowledge of where the market has been and where it might be going, instead of just buying randomly. So what we would do first is we would start on the monthly time frame. Now that we have all these levels mapped out and you see them, let's figure out and let's show how we got there. So we'll erase all this. You start on a monthly time frame. And if you're a person who buys on a monthly, then this is what you would be looking at. So you may have to wait for months in order to buy in a good spot. That's just what you would need to do. Otherwise, you don't want to be a person who just buys the tops. Okay, so each one of these candles, the body represents where the price action was at in between in that month. So in this month here, the price went from here. The price went from here to here. It wicked up here, it came up here, but it closed here. So by the time the month ended, the price was here. Same thing for the downside. The price was here, it started here, and it went all the way down here. And by the time the month ended, which this month hasn't ended, but it's almost over, but the price has moved back up here. Green usually is the price going up, red is going down, but that's really not that important right now. What you need to know is that when the candle closes, and then the next candle for the resistance, this is the top side. This is where the price will have trouble going past this area, the resistance, the top side. When the candle, the monthly candle goes up, it might wick up, but once it closes, and then the next candle, maybe it wicks up, but it closes, and then it can't close another candle body above that, the most recent one. Then you take that candle, you take a horizontal ray, which you can find over here, and you click it here. We'll change this color to purple, and there. So on a monthly time frame, the resistance is here, $58,000 or so. Point is, this is a resistance, and we can flip it on the other side and find where the price went down to, and then it closed, and then the next candle body opened and it went up and it didn't come back to that level. And it can be found right here, way back here on September 1st or so, 2020, or September 2020. Anyway, so if you're buying on a monthly time frame, you can look at this here. And if you're buying in this range, if you just buy once a month, if you buy here, chances are it won't be turn out good for you. You might be holding for a long time. So if you buy on a monthly time frame, it would be best to get in around this area if you can. Otherwise, I would just wait. But it's not financial advice. You can do whatever you'd like to do, but you have some knowledge of where the market has been, where it's going, where the support is, where the resistance is, instead of just buying blindly. I'm just going to buy once a month wherever it's at. If you bought up here, you're down 60% and sad. We can do the same thing for on a weekly time frame. If we move to the weekly, okay, 1 week, you can type a 1 and then a W in the screen and hit enter, and it'll take you to the weekly time frame. 1 and a D will take you to the daily time frame. So we're going to do the same thing. We get a horizontal ray, just like you learned in geometry, and we can find the support, which the last time a candle body closed, it went down, and then the next one opened and it did not come back down to that level. It looks like it's right here. So we will put our support, we'll change this to weekly level, we'll change this to blue. Now, the price went down here, and now we just need to find our weekly. If we're a person who buys on a weekly time frame, we find our weekly resistance, which is here. The price went up, it closed, the next candle opened, it wicked up, but it couldn't get above it, and it went down hard and came all the way back down to the next weekly level. Bam. So if you're a person who saw this and the week closed here, and you're thinking about buying, you said, I buy once a week, but look, we're right up here at resistance, I'm going to wait. And you had your weekly level mapped out, and you waited until it went down 50%, bam, and you bought on a weekly level, and now you're up. You could have been up, I don't know, let's see how much you would have been up had you been paying attention to that. You could have been up as much as 35% by just having these levels mapped out. It doesn't take very long, it takes like 5 minutes or less actually, but just knowing it and having patience. Don't listen to the moon boys who say it's going to go to 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. It might, it probably will, but it's going to have a winding road to get there. No point in buying the top and then getting sad down here and selling right before it goes back up. So on a weekly level, that's where you would have been. Had you not paid attention and bought here, you would have been down 45%, actually 50%. So if you're a person who buys on a weekly level, you'll have these mapped out. And then you know it's too close to the weekly level. If it gets above this and stays, maybe you can buy. But if it gets rejected here, until it gets over this level, you wait until it gets down here. That's for the weekly people. Now, same thing. We're going to do the same thing for the daily level. So for a daily level, we get our horizontal ray. We look at where the last time the price went up, closed, maybe it wicked up, but it could not rise above that level and it went down. And then the next most recent daily level is here. So we change this color to yellow. You have 3 different colors for the monthly, weekly, and daily. Now that you have that, you have your resistance. And if you're a person who buys daily, let's find our support, which is the last time it went down, closed the candle body, and then went up from there and has not closed below that yet, which is right here. And we're, as you can see, if you're a daily level, if you're a person who buys a little bit every day, $5, $10, whatever you might buy every day, then it's better to buy down here near the support. The price should come down. Historically comes down, and it may be supported right there. There's no guarantees. It could go through, but at least you were smarter in buying instead of buying up here, and now you're down 20%. Said you bought here, and you're up 10%. So this is how you can find where you should, a smarter place to buy. A smarter place to buy is, instead of buying randomly anywhere, and you could be down 50% before you blink your eyes, or you buy on historical support levels in which you could possibly be up massively. And if you don't have a good place to buy, whether it's and what's stronger is when you buy in an area in which a weekly, daily, or monthly levels line up or they're close together, right? And on the flip side, if you see a weekly and a monthly level lining up for resistance, it might be, you can do whatever you want to do, but it might be smart to take some profits here, some, or maybe even all, because chances are it'll get rejected and come back. But if it doesn't, you made some profit, you made money. And usually when it goes up, it might go up, but a lot of times it wicks up and it comes back down anyway. But the point is, at least know that if you buy here, don't be sad when it gets rejected and comes all the way back down. You have to invest with knowledge of what's going on. So don't listen to these people that say, just buy and hold, just buy some every day. Sure, you can buy some every day. But if it's not a good time to buy that day, hold your $5 and then make that $10 the next day and see if it's in a good spot. And if it's not in a good spot, hold your next $5 and make it $15 and save it, save it, save it, save it. Wait until you buy at a good spot, because that's what the professionals do. That's what the people who know how to trade do. And they're just telling you, buy some. And then they're saying, just hold, just hold, just hold. If you see that this has been rejected up here and you just hold, maybe you're going to just hold down 50%. If you bought way down here and you just hold, what are you going to hold until it comes all the way back? No. Sell some. You can. It's not financial advice, as they always say. But what I do is I sell some or sometimes all at resistance and buy back at support. And if it keeps going, oh well, I made a profit. But more than likely, it's coming back. It's coming back, and the market goes up and down and up and down. And the people that make the money are the people who sell at the points where you need to sell at, and they buy at the points where you need to buy at. And the people who lose money, and the people who their $50 turns into 25, and that 25 turns into 5 because they're just holding, listening to some random YouTuber thinking, yeah, it's going to go to 300,000. Maybe eventually, but until then, they've sold, and they sold to you while you're buying randomly. Let's not do that. So this is very easy to do. You can take take these levels and map them out. If you want a specific coin or project for us to use an example next time as we build on top of this, because there's layers to this, and the next layer will make you even more accurate, hopefully, in timing your entries and your exits from the market. So we'll go over that on a new coin, or maybe we'll use Bitcoin again, however you want to do. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Yeah, I guess you can feel free to like and share the video. I mean, that's what everybody says. I don't really care. honestly. This is for those people who can benefit, because I've been able to benefit from this, so it's passing it along. So if you find someone who can benefit from it, pass it along to them. And if you found benefit in it, feel free to like the video. Until next time, when we go on to the next level, I'll see you then. But in the meantime, get your TradingView account, use the link that'll be below, get yourself set up, and stop listening to these moon boys, and actually have your investment strategy based upon you knowing the movements of the market instead of just hope. Because a lot of times when you're hoping without any real substance to back it up, you wind up disappointed. All right, until next time. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.